Hi, I'm David and welcome to David's Sales Soundbite Sessions. This video is focused on and for sales professionals that are looking to make more of an impact when meeting customers or new contacts within existing customers. And the subject covered here will be the importance of research work. This is the first in a number of supporting videos that I'm going to be providing for sales professionals. I'm covering this particular subject, research, as it's getting tougher to gain customers' attention and therefore meetings. There are a number of interconnecting reasons as to why it's getting tougher. And some of these reasons that I'd like to cover are, first of all, customers have access to more and more information, more than ever before. Okay? Customers are often further through the buying process before engaging with potential suppliers, partners, vendors, or whatever it is. I think that's partly been driven by the fact that they have access to so much more information. Also, customers are under even more time pressures and the fact that they can't afford to get things wrong, which is sometimes why it can be a lengthy process. There will be a number of videos that I'll provide that will help provide guidance and ideas based on my experience, which is international as well. So please watch this space. So in summary, the more you know about your prospect or customer, the more relevant you become, the greater chance of you gaining success. Now, the research aspect builds on one of 6 key principles that help and influence and persuade people. Now, I will cover these 6 principles in greater detail in a later video. But here, we're going to tap into one of those 6 principles, and one of those is basically called reciprocation. It's a human trait that if someone gives us something, we feel obligated to give something back. So if we invest time and effort in undertaking research work on our prospect or customer, then they often will see this investment and often reciprocate back to you. Now, this is usually in the form of giving you more time, possibly a meeting, more information. Okay, so there's kind of the reward for doing that. So let's focus on the research areas that help you become more relevant. And often I call this understanding the customer's dynamics. Okay, and I've split this into 5 key areas that we need to focus on. The first area is, who are they? Second area is, what are their business drivers and challenges? The third area is, what does success look like for your customer? The fourth area is, what does risk look like and what potentially is the impact of that? And the last area is, what are the triggers as to why now? Why is the customer faced a particular challenge or doing something now? So let me expand a little bit more on each of these 5 topics and maybe some questions that are worth exploring. Okay, before I do that, I'd like to give you or share with you a statement that was shared with me very early on in my sales career. The first one was, and this statement was, without research, the meeting is almost pointless. So let's get back to the topic areas around questioning and the research areas. Okay. The first one I talked about was who they are. So what do they do and why? Where do they make their profits? Do they have a particular cash cow product or service that is supporting the business and they're looking to invest in other areas? Who do they compete against and do they have any competitive advantage against that competition? What do people say about them? So apps like Glassdoor help give another view or understanding of people's views. What's their financial position in terms of cash flow, profits, margin, this type of stuff? What does their current environment look like? How are decisions made? Okay, what's kind of the management structure look like? Okay, what are their business drivers and challenges is the next area that I want to move into. So what market pressures are they facing or finding particularly challenging? Okay, what's their expansion or growth strategy? Okay, the classic, if you're standing still, you are going backwards, especially if the marketplace is growing. Okay, so how does your customer innovate? How do they bring new products or services or ideas to market? Okay, And the next area I want to start looking at or exploring is, what does success look like for your customer? So Look at how do they measure their success. Is it around margin? Is it around net promoter score? What is it? And this then drives into understanding what the customer's key performance indicators are, classic KPIs. Okay? The other thing you've got to look at is how fast do they want to get there and why? So what's the urgency and the importance behind that? What will be the impact to the customer's customer? So what's the ultimate benefit that's going to happen there? The next area or topic area is all around risks. Okay, so can the customer afford to do nothing? Is this an option? Can they just stand there and kind of watch the market go by? What happens if a disruptive competitor enters the market or is already challenging them? What problems does that cause them? How are they managing that? So the ultimate, what happens if things stay exactly the same? What will happen to the customer? The next area or topic area I want to talk about was triggers. So this is all about why now? What is prompting the change? Is it market? Is it competition pressures? Is it regulatory changes? Or is it part of the customer's overall strategy about how they want to expand? So once we have all this data, this provides us with some key insights as to understanding the customer, which provides us with a bit more of a competitive advantage because we become far more relevant in our customer or prospect's eyes. Now, there is a lot more research topic areas that I can cover, but I hope you agree this is a good starting point, and we can cover this in a lot more detail in subsequent videos. So another statement that I'd like to share with you, which again I believe highlights the importance of doing this research work, and it is seek to understand before you are understood. So seek to understand your customer's environment, their pressure, before you start to talk about us and what we can do. Now, if there's a topic area you'd like me to cover, please let me know by putting it in the comments. Please like and subscribe below. This provides even more motivation for me to continue sharing my experiences and knowledges, and these will be reflected in a lot more videos that I'll be providing. So please apply it, share any experiences or challenges that you may have, and good luck.